This is when a K-pop fandom goes way too far. So recently in South Korea, a story went viral about a married woman who's also a mother, whose love for a K-pop idol just completely spiraled out of control. According to the report, the woman became deeply invested in a male idol from a survival show. This all started about 2 years ago. And at first, the husband thought this was just a hobby, for fun. Just something to take her edge off, especially from being a stay-at-home mom and taking care of the child all day. And things just started escalating.
By the way, in Korea, it is completely normal to be in a relationship, married, boyfriend, girlfriend, and idolize a star. It is completely normal. I think back home, we find it a little bit weird. Like if you're in a relationship and you're overly obsessive with Brad Pitt or something like that, that would be a little bit weird. But in Korea, it's completely normal. Completely normal, by the way.
The woman started neglecting the child as well as household responsibilities. She allegedly would forget to pick up and drop off her kid. She also bought 500 copies of the same album, just so she could win a fan signing event. She paid for huge birthday ads for the idol in Gangnam. And here's the crazy part. She secretly took out a loan under her and her husband's names, and the husband ultimately found out about the loan.
That is crazy. To take out a loan to support your K-pop star is crazy. Number 2, how do you forget to pick up your kid because of a K-pop star and you're a stay-at-home mom? If you're a stay-at-home mom, I'm not saying that that's an easy job, but that's one of the main duties is to care for the child. And one thing about Korean parents is 90% of them, they overparent. I'm telling you, they overparent. Korean parents overparent. Helicopter mom, tiger mom, Gangnam mom, a whole bunch of moms, they overdo it. So for a mom to forget to pick up a child, it couldn't register to me that happens in Korea. Could not register to me. And to take out a loan and go into debt, that's crazy. I'm gonna rewind it a little bit.
Huge birthday ads for the idol in Gangnam. And here's the crazy part. She secretly took out a loan under her and her husband's names, and the husband ultimately found out about the loan. Her total debt, including the loans and credit cards, stacked up to about $60,000 US.
$60,000 US is about, Korean money, 90 million Korean won. That's a lot of money. Huge amount of money. That's an addiction. That's an addiction.
When the husband confronted the wife, she simply said, "Hey, money can be earned again. But are you going to take responsibilities if our oppa's ranking dropped? Girl." And the husband quickly realized that this is serious, and he's already in the legal process of filing for a divorce. And a lawyer explained that this isn't about liking an idol.
Oh, man. Divorce just like that? Not through sickness and health? Because she's sick. She is sick. I thought having an addiction was being sick. She clearly has an addiction. Again, I don't know the details of this story, but I hope that part is exaggerated. I really hope they did not go directly to a divorce. Because she's sick. If you're taking out birthday ads for a person you probably never met, buying 500 copies of the same album and taking out $60,000 in debt, that sounds like a gambling addiction. This sounds like an addiction. This is an addiction. She's sick. She needs counseling. She needs help. And if that's your wife, you're supposed to help her. And you know me. As a man, I kind of blame the guy too. Because you're supposed to be seeing the signals of this and putting out the fire even before it starts. You're supposed to be putting out the fire even before it starts. That is just my opinion with that.
Anymore. This is considered financial harm and neglect of family obligations, which can be valid grounds for filing a divorce. And on top of that, she took out that loan without her husband's consent, which means she will personally be responsible for the debt. So yeah, K-pop can be, joy, comfort, and a sense of community. And yes, continue to love your K-pop idols and support them. But just don't lose yourself or bankrupt your life.
This is an addiction. This is by the way, Koreans would disagree with me on this, but from what I've seen, Koreans have a very addictive personality. And why do I say that? Because said it once, I'll say it again. Koreans do everything intensely. There's no chill in Korea. Everything that they do is intense. Well, what do you mean by that? Work culture is intense. Drinking culture is intense. Dating culture is intense. Driving is intense. Usually everything that they do is intense. And once they're in something, they can get addicted to it. And obviously this person got addicted to their K-pop star. Sounds crazy to us. And if you're back home listening, sounds crazy, but I believe it. But my whole thing is, though, husband should not leave her wife over that. Not over that. You're supposed to stick it out. You got a daughter or son, whatever. You're supposed to stick it out. That is just my belief. Let me know what you think, because I think a lot of responsibility falls on the husband on this one. I know it sounds crazy, but I feel like a lot of this falls on the husband because you're supposed to be the overseer in the house. Spotting problems, putting out fires before they happen. I think he let this slip through his fingers. I'm really curious to hear your opinion. And of course, I will link the original creator down below.